Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to MWA'a podcast Momentum with Arike Alapepe. I'm with my co-host Austin Ezengwa, and guess what? I'm here with few of my friends. My Oga, they go by the name
Austin Ezengwa, aka Tino.
Alima Akorede, aka Assignment.
Olaniyan Johnson, popularly known as Olaje.
And your humble girl Arike Ayinde. Last week we discussed the first episode on Scorpio zodiac sign, and I hope you all are dropping your review, and please do not forget to share. Thank you. This week's topic is education is scam, and that is why I'm having my people here to discuss it in different perspectives. So guys, have fun. Welcome aboard, guys. Whew.
Okay. Is education a scam? Well, the question may sound so direct, but yet it is in different dimension. Okay. And when I mean different direction or dimension rather, I'm looking at it in the areas where we can acquire education. People can ask the question again, like, is school a scam? Is attending so thing a scam? So all those areas where we can get education, are they the scam, or is education that is scam itself? And when we look at these things in another way, why do people refer or use the word scam in it? It is not that the education or the school that is a scam, but people are not looking at it that what is the end result of going to school? What is the end result of acquiring this knowledge? If it's not profitable, then it's a scam. So the word scam is different. The definition, how people define it, how people connote it, connote it, it's different based on the results they are seeing from that thing. So back to the question, education is not a scam, to my own point of view, but I believe that the whole thing still lead back to the individual. Now, for instance, we are in a country whereby there are limitations to some things you can study that you can easily make money from.
Yes.
In Nigeria, we have these elite courses, like when you're studying medicine, you're studying, you're doing engineering, all those things, banking and finance, accountancy. Yeah. People feel like, if you do those courses, you make money when you leave. Why there's other courses that people don't feel like you can make big money from, like art and the rest like that. Now, imagine someone going to school and becoming a doctor. They can never say education is scam.
Yes, true.
So sometimes,
How about somebody that actually went to school, study medicine, and did not practice in that field? We have formal education and we also have informal education. Do you understand? So formal education might be being in the classroom, receiving lectures, which applies to most of the informal education that we used to have, like fashion, artistry, and every other thing. Now people go to classes to learn pattern drafting, to go for
different
modeling
skills.
classes and different skills, which is now formal education being inculcated into the informal part. So for somebody that has gotten the formal education and not at the end of the not receiving and ends, can that person come to a conclusion that education is a scam because you've learned something and probably you're not practicing
it?
Now, remember I said that this thing is individualistic in nature. Why I say so is, you give an example, like somebody studying medicine and probably you are doing a different profession entirely. Now, there are many factors that may warrant you not being a medical person. It will not necessarily be the state's economical whatever. It may be different reasons. Some of us, we study because people are saying that this course is nice. Some of us because we held on to one particular dream, want to become this.
And some people go
and we end up blaming
most people.
You understand? I end up blaming the institution. I end up blaming the state. You understand? Now, what is the provision that you yourself as an individual has put in place to that thing you want to study? Okay, I am inspiring to be a journalist, so I want to study mass communication. Then after that, I want to go to NJ or other things like that to a professional in journalism. I have that passion for it. You understand? Now, saying school na scam to me because I'm not making money from it very well, it's an error because there's a driving force that's making me do that thing. But because my friends are going for medicine, I want to do medicine, and I'm not making it the way my friends are making it, feel like school is a scam. It's not the school, it's me that is a scam.
But do you think in a society like Nigeria now, is it going to make sense? You're building a profession and you're not deriving joy and getting funds from that profession. Do you think it will actually make any sense?
I feel like our concept of scam is what we're actually not getting right. Basically, scam means something that is taken away from you, like a particular thing that is taking something away from
or
you,
wasting your time,
or wasting your time, or depriving you of energy, depriving you of joy, taking away your funds, resources. That's what scam is. So when we say education is a scam, I was talking about formal and informal education in the first place. But when we look at the fact that what is that particular thing in the educational system or in the educational structure that is making it look like we are wasting resources.
Like lacking.
Yes, that's making it look like we are wasting resources. That thing is what we need to look into.
Okay.
Do you understand? That thing is what we need to look into. Let's look at this. Somebody studying journalism,
okay,
and you don't have a studio to practice.
Okay.
Do you understand? You have a studio to practice, but along the line, you've developed yourself to be a blogger. Just what I'm saying, to be a blogger. You're investing so much in your blogging business, but as much as you need followers, you need audience, you've not gotten. Do you know, at that point in time, that person is already putting the education to use, which means to that person, you've utilized the education you've gotten. That education is not a scam. But in the process of working your way out, you have not been able to make profit from whatever you've invested in your education. So the question now is it the education that is a scam, the individual, or the opportunity to use that education to utilize it, or the society that you're in, and that's every other factor that is pointing at you actually reaping the benefit of investing in the education you're getting?
You just mentioned something now that you have the idea about the resources, and they can now put it in a way that the high class are the ones that actually think education is not a scam. Then the lower class are not the one thinking education is a scam.
Now, you see, I think I'm still going back to where I said this issue is individualistic in nature. You understand? It's about the individual. You understand? Now, an individual, just like she has said about resources and time, an individual who study linguistic and does not have an opportunity or a channel to utilize that knowledge to start to be something from that study, that person can say education is a scam. But someone who has the opportunity, probably who has the network, or probably who has different things, you understand, and start making money from it, cannot say education is a scam. But it's still now. Most times, one thing we used to do is we easily turn this into a societal issue that Nigeria or the states we are in or so thing.
But I think
let's see the societal issue in this way. When you go out to source for a job after getting the education, okay, find somewhere to sit and sit down here. There are two different things. Mm-hmm. Do you know? And this can come off from who you know, what you know, or how much you have. Do you understand?
Certainly.
So very well, somebody that has gotten education in any form and has gone out to source for job or resources and did not get it. Do you understand? And at the end of the day, the person is struggling to make something work. The person is going to say education is a scam. Because despite the fact that the person has education within his or her grasp, probably the student topping the class is now looking for a way to get a job. And you find that one in pass. That one in pass, and you just find that one in pass called straight out of an office and telling you, you were our course rep, what are you doing here? Do you understand? So it is very, very tedious if we are trying to reside on the society that somebody that, even the person that is very, very knowledgeable sometimes, do not get things done. And that such person will be referring to things as, this education is a scam, I spent so much, I invested so much, and it's not even working, it's not doing this, it's not doing that. And at the end of the day, that person that is so nonchalant, so I don't want to use bad words, that person that is so less to you that you look like this person is seriously going to regret all of these actions when we are studying, and you just see that person and they're telling that person, please sit here, and they're telling you find somewhere to sit.
Okay, adding to what she said, there's an incident that actually occurred a period of time. A guy actually staying in secondary school, like SS1, SS2 thereabout, and he said something to me a particular day. He said, "Sir, my class teacher in school, if you see his phone, if you get to see his phone, you make just of him a class teacher. But my classmates, if you see the kind of phones that they are making use of, And the worst part is that not just the phones. When you check their grades, you understand? When you check their grades, you see that it differs. Like it's
very much.
So that kind of person is not telling me, sir, what's now the essence you get of acquiring this education when these my friends that are making use of these big phones and the likes, they hardly come to school and they're getting it big. They get whatever they want. Because let's not take the fact away that one of the major reasons why most of us are in school, one of the major reasons why most of us are in school is just to get the light out of something.
But me, I think
just to get the light out of something.
I think that the fact that you are in school or educated does not guarantee that you'll be successful without knowing who you truly are or understanding who you are.
Well, I point out some things. I've been a teacher since 2010. That's around 13 years now. So I've been teaching for 13 years now. So I have a lot of experiences when it comes to
our set is fun.
When it comes to orientating or this education thing,
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I want us to see is that networking is very important when it comes to education. There are some things that they don't teach us in school. The school just teach us from book to class, from class to cramming to exam, and students today, we don't really do the practical. Don't read. Students today just want to pass. The current HND2 students of Ocean Polytechnic Mass Communication. I have few friends in that department because I have this online tutorial. So some of my friends said, guys, after when I'm starting our tutorial, I said, Olaji, don't worry for now. I said, well, exam is, don't worry, if exam is near, we will study. You understand? I'm not trying to it's something that's happening generally. Now, I think this should, let's take this back to secondary school.
Okay.
Let's take it back to primary school. See, let's not lie to these children. Remember this song? I remember
when I was a soldier.
You never a soldier. You understand?
I
remember that song we say that when I grow up, I want to become a lawyer.
Yes.
Let's be realistic to these children now, because we need to realize that passion alone is not enough to make one successful in life. Now, if it is just about passion, people will end up going to school to study Yoruba or study French just because they like it, and at the end of the day they will struggle. Why didn't you teach the students how to do research, how to study, how to understand the kind of thing that can make money in Nigeria today?
Do you see a video that was circulating around last week of kids between the age of 3 to 6 years outside Nigeria that were they were trying to construct a building.
Can you imagine?
Outside the country.
Our own are here saying,
No,
our here they are doing acting.
I'm fighting. Now let's take this back to our parents.
Yeah.
Angel
and devil.
Now you could see that I'm taking this back to individual people. You understand? To the school, to the students. Now let's take this to our parents. Let's learn how to train our children to not compete, but to collaborate. Now, if our children have the ideology, the sense of collaborating, once they get into school, there will be less envy. There will be less my friend did that. Now it is in that school. They just like my friend the assignment said that we have informal and formal education. Based on what my mom have taught me when I was younger, that I should collaborate rather than competing. When I see my friends who is making it, who is in higher places, I should do more of collaborating with the person, connecting with the person, than envying the person. So at the end of the day, if mass communication does not make way for me, I have somebody who is somewhere
that can help.
You understand? So there are some education that we will get in that school building that may not be formal education from the textbook of the lecturer.
Certainly.
Wow. So definitely, this is actually leaning towards the side of the fact that be it formal, be it informal, you need networking to make education actually profitable.
That is it.
Because without networking and the right sources or channels, it will continue to remain a scam.
That is it.
In the society we are in.
But certainly, guys, I just have the belief of something adding up to everything just to make it look like a summary and conclusion. I have this belief that as parents, we are not meant to force our children into something they don't want to be. Sincerely, there was a period of time I looked at it. I was actually seeing a friend of mine, and he was analyzing some incidents to me about a guy. The parents are trying to force him to school, blah blah. The guy will just go to school, will not do anything. And then I asked the guy, I said, why don't the parents take the guy to learn something else? Maybe like a profession. You know, it gets to a stage whereby a particular person is actually in a profession. You understand? And that thing of education comes into him. Like, guy, I want to upgrade for this thing. I don't want to stay for this place.
Exactly.
Do you think
you have going to learn more skills?
More skill. At that stage of that person's life, you see that education can never. And it will never be a scam at all. You understand what I'm trying to say? It will never be an issue of scam or no scam. You understand? So I just believe the parent, the society should encourage and not discourage individuals on their words, on their passion. You get? But do you still have more things to just add to? Briefly to add to it?
To be brief, it's just something about, it's this individual thing. I'm still going back to it. Now, some of you know that I am a filmmaker aside being mass media, and I also run an event company. You understand?
11, 12,
No. I didn't study event planning.
Yeah, sure.
In Mapoli.
No,
but I know that when it's something I need to add to this media work. People, how many companies have added media to events? You understand? So let me add this to it. Let me learn this thing. Let me expand myself. You understand? So individually, there are those things we are lacking. Some people need to understand that they need business management study. They need to know how to do finance management. They need to know how to. All these things are very important for us to learn ourselves. You understand? There are so many digital marketing, so many things online. There's opportunities for us to study. But some of us,
due to one thing or the other, we just.
In conclusion, it is just that your passion drives you more towards education. And when you're getting educated for that thing that you have a passion in, it definitely would not look like a scam in whatever way, because it is what you really want to invest in, and it will get more of your resources, more of your time, more of your concentration and energy. So the society it's all the same. It's just we are putting the wrong peg in the wrong hole. That's just it. So when we find the right thing to do at the right time, then it won't just look like a scam. It will look actually profitable to everybody.
But briefly, let's just take this as a take home. Education is a light to a lot of opportunities out there.
Play of course significant role in everybody's
everything.
So we want to appreciate everyone. We want to appreciate our bosses in the house. Olaje, thank you so much for at least gracing us, and
thank you.
Our madam herself. Thank you so much for coming around. Really do appreciate you guys. And our friend
that comes late.
Apologies.
Yes.
He's not like coming late, but he's still a member of the house. Jeremiah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being around today. And I still remain your co-host, Austin Ezengwa, aka Tino.
Tino Michael Ost, thank you so much. Thank you guys for doing this with us. I'm honored. And next week we're expecting the last episode of Scorpio's Dark Side. As always, your girl Ayinde, aka Alapepe. Ciao.